Welcome back to WWE 2K22 Women's MyRise. I am your host, attackslug, the advocate for my client, Leona Lox, still here in the Performance Center, and let's see what else will happen on the show today. Who dares step into the domain of the Lox? Corey Klein, what's up?
The coaches filled me in on how everything's going. They also mentioned how you're claiming you can tap out anyone in your training class in 5 minutes. Here's some advice. Running your mouth can get you in trouble. Especially if you don't have the goods to back it up.
Tap out Fanny in 5 minutes? Maybe that could happen. We'll see. We do have all kinds of new moves today to run right through Miss Fanny Fan. So don't you worry, Fanny. I got some moves here to show you. The power. I mean, she's kind of small, but still. The power. The dominance. The powerhouse. We must tappa Miss Fanny Fan's spine on the pine. So I will get you nice and tossed around, and then I will take you down with my Brock Lock. The stretch muffler is my finisher submission on the ground. So in the meanwhile, get ragdolled. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. The absolute power game of Leona Lox is unparalleled. Best new prospect in the last 20 years in the Performance Center. She is already in the red, has gotten in 0 offense thus far. 0 reversals thus far. Just gut wrench. It's good stuff. It's good stuff, but I am nowhere near where I need to be, which is into finishing position, the Beal. So it's time to taunt a little bit, and then see if we can't use R2 and circle, and get in that nerve pinch, Yokozuna style, and you got lucky, Fanny. You got so lucky that I did not tap you out right then and right there. So, I forget how to drag in this game. I've literally forgotten. So, that being said, get yourself somewhere near the middle of the ring and not into the ropes, because this is a problem. Submission. Turn that Boston Crab over and sink it in deep. Deep. Alright, we got 2:51 on the clock. And this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. So we're going to let it go so we can inflict more punishment to Fanny and see how that goes. Into the corner. And then from the corner, elbow strike. Right to the side of the mouth. Right to the mush. And then back, hitting circle, and it got reversed. Okay, look, I'm almost the springboard. Totally whiffs. Sorry, Fanny. Nothing personal. It's really not. Nothing personal, but you got to go down. And the Lox has got to prove herself here in really and down to the legs. So, sure, on the neck, whatever, man. Whatever. If I can tap you out here in under at 1:25 on the clock, victory. Line them all up, and Leona will Lox them all down. But also, what happened to my other people that were here to talk to? What happened to Beth Phoenix and, whatever else? Making me choose it from a menu when I was already there and having another freaking load screen. Uncool. Robin Ray, what do you got? Because Beth can
I've gotten
wait.
some tips about the PC recruit with a bad attitude. Just wondering if you have the in-ring work to back it up. I usually don't talk about PC talent on my podcast. Too much gossip could get my press access revoked, but if you make enough of an impression in a match, it might earn a shout-out.
Ooh, a podcast. I'm so scared. Let's go. If there is anybody that I can thoroughly defeat, it's gonna be Josie Jane. That's just the nature of the beast, my eternal rival. It don't matter, Josie Jane, because you're going to get outpowered by Leona every single time. It's not even a question of how or where or why. It's a matter of when. spine on the pine. Every single time. So we're going to go tour the islands on Josie Jane, who has gotten in 0 offense thus far. So we're going to try left, which is the Beal. Okay. Pick her up. We're going to try square and right, which is pop up, gut wrench into the suplex. And finally, we hit square and down, which gives us a one-handed spine buster. Just completely stuffed her. Which brings us to X and up, which is rolls through, splash. All right. And then we go with X and left. That brings us to a running, tossing power. That's great. That's great. I forgot I did that. And oh, I blinked and missed it, and here we go with this again. The computer loves this. I don't know why. They love it. It's so good, but not for me. That's the straight up drop is good times. And finally, X and down, we don't get that. We don't get that. Because Josie Jane, a little fiery, a little, you know, getting some spite here from losing to me several times. And then finally, that is X and down gives us that. And the holding pin, a 2 and a 2 count. Josie Jane. What I am sure of is this, a Rikishi driver. I'm sure of that. And I'm sure you're very familiar with being on top of the shoulders of greatness. For a LKO, perhaps? Leona knock out. 1, a 2, a 3. Just like that. Story complete. And I'm back on this screen to go back to locations, to go back to the training ring, to go back to the loading screen. Thanks, video game. What a total waste of my time. Beth Phoenix, what's your deal?
Hey, I wanted to check in. How have you been feeling about everything?
Fantastic.
Antsy. I'm ready for a bigger stage. I proved that against Sasha Banks, and it's hard to stay motivated when there aren't titles to compete for.
Big facts.
Well, you're not leaving just yet. So I guess you can call yourself the PC champion, if that's the only way to motivate yourself to work hard.
Is that like the FTW title? I don't want made-up titles.
No thanks. I don't want made-up titles.
Then recognize you've got a lot to learn before you can compete for real ones.
I mean, how many times of a champion is Sasha Banks and I beat her? Just saying. I'm just saying. So, alright, let's check on our social media and see what's going on with that. So, let's check our stories? No. Let's check our stories. Okay, so, Shawn Michaels and Corey Klein. What's up, HBK? Acknowledge the past or disparage the past? I'm going to disparage the past because I'm a heel. That makes sense, right? I'm the future of this business, and therefore disparaging the past makes sense. They can't hold a candle to me. So what fantasy match do you have at China? Okay, sure, let's do that. Except the 9th wonder of the world. If you want to talk power and powerhouse, then you can't avoid mentioning the name China. So bring on the bazooka rocket launcher thing, I guess.
Competitors, a true innovator, a trailblazer. Here comes China.
And from Redondo Beach, California, the ninth wonder of the world, China!
She is a bona fide trailblazer for women's wrestling. She's made history her entire career, especially during the Attitude Era. Yeah, what a career China's had, and of course your relationship with D-Generation X, putting her on the map. Former champion in her own right. A former Intercontinental Champion, Cole.
Yeah.
And a women's champion. I'm excited for the upcoming display of athleticism we're going to get from China.
Yeah, how about the truly unmatched strength of China? China's opponent is going to have her hands full.
And it would be remiss to not mention that who she won that IC belt from is currently in charge of a whole lot of stuff in WWE right now, and that's Jeff Jarrett. He also fought in that very sad Ric Flair's final match. Well, final match. We'll see. We'll see with Flair. You never know. But also to mention, as China just dies on me and gets the knees up, these videos are being filmed about a week ahead of time, so if anything happens to Flair in the next week, I'm sorry. But currently, he is still kicking after that match he had with Lethal and Jeff Jarrett and Andrade. So, I watched it. It was just sad. Anyhow, meanwhile, we have a powerhouse match to win. Who can possibly toss around and ragdoll China? Like, Nicole Bass is kind of the only name I can think of. Because otherwise, you're going to have a tough time. And China here, so far, my biggest... Oh, all the way over. That's a rough bump. That's a rough bump to take all the way over. And referee stopping her, doing his job. Appreciate that. But nope. Nah. I'm a heel, and it's heel tactics. That's heel tactics. Yeah. The strength, the power, the posing. The pose down. Love it. Come on. Get back in the ring and see what happens. Because that's what's going to happen. Every single time. Joni, here we go. With the down on the pin power and a rope break. So lucky that you are so tall and your arms just got there. Barely. Barely. And yes, way more reversals than anyone in the PC really with the hammer throw again thus far. It's been... I don't want to waste R1. I really don't want to waste R1. So now she has the high ground and nope. Sorry. That's not how things work here on Monday Night Raw. We're going to keep on doing it. We're milking it for the crowd reaction, for the heat, brother. We need that heat. So come on back now. You hear? Come on back now, Ninth Wonder, because I am the 10th Wonder. Oh, good lord. Okay. Basic Wrestling 101 on that takedown. And a punch to the mouth is always effective, no matter who you are. But, Dragon Screw, leg whip. We're building towards finish here, folks. We want that finish. And mounted punches in bunches from Leona. China here getting all she can handle in this contest in front of a capacity crowd here on Monday Night Raw. Boom. Just absolutely dropped her. You love to see it. Here we go. So, we are almost where we need to be. Don't block it. Rikishi, driver, pinfall. That should do it. Maybe, perhaps. 2. Okay, China. Alright. I see where things need to go. There is a certain pair of shoulders you're going to be on here, and it is the shoulders of greatness. I wish that move had a pinfall, thing there, but it doesn't. Anyhow, we win. What? You got to be joking me. How? I know why, but how? Again. Down. 1 and a 1 count. You got my best shot, and you somehow continue to stumble out of it. And I don't know how. And it's driving me absolutely up a wall. It's time for some submission business, because you need to tap to me. And there we go. And if that don't put me on the map, I don't know what will. There is some more stories still. So here in our list, we have Claim What's Yours, Decathlon, PC Showcase, and 1 question mark. So there's 4 more stories here in the PC. And then we move on to the NXT part of the show. So perhaps 1 more here for the PC, maybe 2. Anyway, I'm attackslug, and thanks for watching. More videos right here. I'll see you next time, and I'm out.